Off the hour with our mindfulness session, Mindful Monday, we call it, with Sahara Ali. And in the third hour, we do a deep dive on a person of interest, a hot topic, all of the above. And we're pretty much on task today. I was laughing because the calendar's a little twisted, and I figured it out. It's because there are 5 Mondays in March. Usually there are 4 Mondays in every month, but we got an extra Monday. So, not that it matters, but it's retrograding hard around here. What does that mean? Me with my, and you maybe with our astrological trackings, miscommunication, misconception, delays. And so we're coming out of it. And so it's what they call Mercury retrograde, which means this week may be a little bumpy logistically in terms of communication, getting from point A to point B. And if TSA and the whole airport situation is any indication, buckle your seatbelts. I was in the Bay this weekend for some family matters, and a big thank you to James Farr for filling in for me on Friday. And I got back really late. The line was very, 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 very long, very long. Clear? What clear? Verified traveler? What verified traveler? It's all one long line. And I assume that there's some kind of domino effect. I didn't go and grill anyone. I just kind of sat there in my misery and ate airport snacks. We didn't get out of Oakland until rather late. So anyway, I'll be fun today. I get punchy when I'm like this. Today is a messy Monday on top of that. And we're going with the messy Monday original gatherer. Big John will be with us, John Harrell. His theories about love and romance are what sparked the Messy Monday segment. I think that had to be about 3 years ago, and we haven't checked in with them, so we're gonna see what John has to say about Messy Monday a few years later, if he's changed his rules of dating, rules of engagement for relationships. And of course, in the second hour, once we do our mindfulness with Sahara Ali, we'll get into national topics, of which, as per usual, there are many. Many, many, many. National and international, by the way. So the national becomes local when stuff like TSA happens, when stuff like a partial government shutdown happens, when stuff like a Trump presidency happens, in which, not surprisingly, now think back to the last government shutdown, not the last one of this cycle, the last one of the last cycle, when the president decided to get a private donor to pay for the salaries of the soldiers, right? Who lost their salaries because when the government shuts down, those funds often do not go out. So he got some shadowy billionaire to kick in money. Can't remember which shadowy billionaire, but he did. And they got their salaries covered. Seemed illegal. Private influence on public arena. And also weird to have some single billionaire family having that kind of influence on the military. It's giving potential juntas and coups and all kinds of weirdo stuff. But he did it. This man doesn't care about the law. But fast forward to now, TSA, is he trying to get them paid? No. There's no urging of Congress to come up with a deal. The Democrats have offered a series of deals. There's no finding of a billionaire to cover the cost of TSA, just expecting TSA workers, and I don't know what the numbers are, but you can tell, using the Cardi B eyeball test to just, look, use your eyes, that a lot of those TSA workers are what we would call BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, people of color. Does he care? No. In fact, he'd rather have his private army in there. So starting today, ICE will be at airports. Immigration's customs enforcement. There's so much wrong with this. First of all, like everyone on the mainstream has said, they're not trained for that. When has that ever stopped them? They're not really trained for much of anything except terrorizing people, and they do that rather expertly. But if you think about the idea of bringing an untrained private army into airports, just that alone is problematic. When you think about the fact that they have a penchant for killing people, both citizens and non, that is highly problematic. But the other thing is, if you've got such a supposed problem with borders and migrants, how can you spare ICE agents to act as TSA agents? If, in fact, this is such a crisis, as you say, that we're being overrun by millions of migrants with criminal records, which we already know those are not the ones you've been arresting, because the ones with criminal records had mostly already been arrested before you even took office. But how can you spare these folks to stand around and guard doors, supposedly, so that TSA agents can do their job? And by the way, the numbers that I've seen reported on CNN and MSNBC about the TSA agents, 91% of them are coming to work without pay. That's stunning, actually. Not that 91% of anybody would work without pay, especially under this administration where the pay itself is not promised. And so the defunding of these jobs, the placement of our airports and transit corridors under the direct control of an untrained personal army for the president appears to be the real goal here. And we're going to see how that goes. Starting today, I know some protests are planned at various airports, as if the airports weren't cuckoo enough. But hey, if we don't have protests, then we normalize the personal thug army of the mafioso president controlling the airports. Why don't you send them over to Iran to help out over there? No, terrible idea. But I'm just saying, get them off our streets. That's a terrible idea, too. And that's a whole other conversation, which we can have an hour or two, or whenever you want to reach out to me, 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. That is the number. And, of course, you can reach out via YouTube, youtube.com, KBLA 1580 is where you can find our delegation bright and early in the comments section. It's great if you're at work or you are shy and you don't like to talk on the mic. You can go there and have some fellowship online, but I also welcome you in every hour. So we got time today, and we got a lot to do with that time. So feel free to reach out. My. Got a lot to talk about. KBLA Talk 1580.
Thanks for starting your morning off with a voice that speaks truth to power and the powerless, getting to the heart of what matters most in our community. This is where authentic conversation meets real action. From breaking news and politics to culture and community solutions, this is where you hear perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. This is where we come together, get informed, and make change happen. You're inside First Things First with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Good morning, sunshine. You make my day. All the women who independent, throw your hands up at me.
This March, we're turning up the volume on the women who changed everything. KBLA Talk 1580 is proud to celebrate Women's History Month, honoring the trailblazers, truth tellers, and game changers who shaped our world, our culture, and our community. From the freedom fighters to the firsts, from the boardroom to the front lines, from the unsung to the unforgettable. All month long, we're celebrating the stories, the voices, voices, and the conversations that remind us that women, Black women, have always led the way. Don't miss a moment. This is our moment. This is our story. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580, Los Angeles' home for the conversations that matter.
I'm your girl, you're my girl, we're your girls. Won't you know that we love you?
We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, I'm Zoe Williams, a.k.a. the Voice of Reason, encouraging you to join me weekdays from 7 to 9 p.m. for the world's most intriguing relationship radio roundtable. Every night, I facilitate and encourage our loyal listeners to participate in the most engaging relationship discussions you'll hear anywhere. So make it a point to rendezvous with me, Zoe Williams, the Voice of Reason, Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Trust me, your relationships will never be the same. The VOR is on fire tonight.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
You are the architect of your own legacy, but you don't have to build it alone. I'm Lisanne Basquiat, a board-certified NLP expert and legacy healing strategist. I've built the Shaping Freedom platform to give you the exact tools you need to evolve. From my signature podcast and Lounging with Lisanne meditations to our intentional candles and journals. Stop living on autopilot. Visit shapingfreedom.com to access the teachings and tools you deserve for you and your family. Your evolution begins at shapingfreedom.com.
Your ancestors' favorite radio station, and your favorite morning show host. Let's get back to Dominique DiPrima right now.
Yeah. So Miles and I were talking off the mic, and when I was going out of LAX, it really wasn't bad. I was actually kind of faster than usual. The security line, so I kind of got, a little cocky and thought it was all mainstream media BS. But apparently some airports are more backed up than others, and that TSA backup is causing more problems in certain areas than others. But I bet you they're going to have ICE at LAX, even though apparently we really don't need them, because of course they are, because this president likes to target all things California and especially LA. Speaking of all things California, the governor's race and the possibility of a Republican have become a full-fledged crisis, in my opinion. Okay? And the reason is because the latest polling once again shows the 2 Republicans at the top. And it is what they call a jungle primary, an open primary, meaning the 2 top vote getters will go to the general election in November. So we don't have to have a Republican and a Dem. We could have 2 Republicans. The reason that's happening is because there's 3,032 Dems running, approximately, give or take, and they're splitting up the votes. And while the mainstream media, the head of the California Democratic Party, Rusty Hicks, and the host of the debate, have USC and its ABC, have said that all of the people of color are the ones that need to drop out. I don't agree, because it's just a weird formula. How's the mayor of San Jose, who's also polling in the 1% and 2% range, included in the debate, but the former Secretary of Health Human Services, the former mayor of Los Angeles, and Assembly Speaker, who has clearly won statewide office before, why are they out, but this guy, Mahan, the San Jose mayor's in? It doesn't make any sense. They're secret formulas that have to do with money and influence, right? It's really what it is. What the people that need to drop out are people whose initials are KP. People who are highly unlikely to win, who have enough of percentages of voters to actually make a difference in consolidating the Democratic vote. Meanwhile, this guy, Chad Bianco, is showing what we already knew if we were paying attention, but tell a friend if they're not paying attention, because if this guy becomes governor, it's going to be a whole new world, and not in the way Aladdin said it. This guy is a member of the Oath Keepers. He claims he no longer is, but he admitted he once was, and I think it's like being a former Klansman myself. Yeah, he could have starred in Sinners. And y'all know what I'm talking about. May have a hood in the closet type dude. He's running for governor, and he seized 500,000 ballots from the November special election, claiming fraud, trying to overturn Prop 50. If you didn't think the guy was a little mini-me MAGA before, you definitely have to give that some consideration now. And, Rob Bonta, our Attorney General, calls it unprecedented, but what are you going to do about it, Mr. Bonta? Not a strongly worded letter. Election officials say that Chad Bianco is wrong and what he's saying is not true. But he had a press conference on Friday saying he's launching an investigation because he got a quote-unquote complaint from a local citizens group about the ballot count. Well, in cuckoo MAGA time, there's going to be a complaint from a citizens group every election. It doesn't mean you get to seize ballots. It is the MAGA playbook, and he's trying to overturn Prop 50 so he can be the main guy up the president's backside. How does a sheriff have authority to just take ballots? It's weird enough when the Department of Justice does it. But now a local sheriff? And this is what you're in for, a whole bunch more of if this guy becomes governor. Governor Bianco with the President Trump? Look, I'm team stay and fight, but that right there is enough to make me want to flee to Portugal. Or Senegal. 800-920-1580. That's the number if you want to say something about this or another thing. But the Democratic Party, it's time to, put on our big girl pants and figure something out. The fact that the state party hasn't even endorsed someone, time to woman up and say, we pick you. And then your move to pressure people out of the race would have more gravitas because you made a decision. Let's go to Ron from Richmond. Good morning, Ron. How art thou?
Thou is blessed to be here on my birthday.
It's your B-Day. Okay.
Yeah,
Happy B-Day.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Got to show some love. I didn't know today is Shaka Khan's birthday, too, so shout out to her.
Leave it to you to know that.
It popped up on my Facebook page. That's how I found out. And then
so can you sing? Can you sing, Ron from Richmond?
And then my pretend girlfriend, Aisha Curry, her birthday is today, so shout out to her as well.
Okay.
Yeah, Aries gang is crazy right now. And a friend of mine that I grew up with today is her birthday too. That's my girl out of Berkeley, so shout out to her. So there's a lot of birthdays going down today.
Yeah, it's Aries season for sure, and
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
happy B-Day. Well, and there's like a
Yeah, thank you.
zillion planets in Aries. We'll ask Sahara when she gets here because I'm no astrologer, but apparently we got Aries on steroids for the next foreseeable future. Yeah, so,
Oh,
get ready for a wild
oh
ride.
boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'll be ready for it. But yeah, just wanted to call and say what's up. Oh yeah, I wanted to give props out to Brandy. I also saw she's getting a star on the Walk of Fame next Monday.
Is she? Oh, I love that for her.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
surprised
yeah, I
she's
hope.
just now getting it.
I know, huh? Long time coming for her. I just hope Ray J be on some act right if he come out there. I'm praying for my boy Ray J. Man, I'm pulling for him so hard. I like Ray J. He all right with me. He got a lot going on with his health and all that, man. But overall, now I'm pulling for him. Especially now since he got them kids and everything. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? You
It's a lot going on.
Yeah,
What-
and you keep track of all the music stuff, but when you say you like Ray J, I'm like, you mean his music? You mean his personality? I'm trying to figure out what you're a fan of exactly.
Oh yeah.
Not
yeah,
hating,
music.
just-
Yeah, music. Yeah, he had that one record I like. He did with Lil Kim back in the day. Wait a minute, that was a knocker right there. That was a knock. Then he has some more hits too. So.
Oh
I'm
wow,
just pulling-
Babyface is going to speak at her ceremony. Okay, and Issa
Okay.
Rae, that's going to be big.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, okay.
Brandy
Props out to them.
is, to me, even though she's a superstar, she is one of the most underrated, given
Yeah,
the
yeah.
level of her talent. But she, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
she'll keep Ray J in check if he
Yeah,
comes.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Brandy don't play. Yeah, she does not play.
Yeah, you're not messing
That's
up
what-
my ceremony. Go mess up your own
Yeah.
ceremony. That's dope. Issa Rae, Babyface, and who knows who else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good for her. She beyond deserves it.
That's what's up. Yeah, real quick, and then I'll let you go. Yeah, so I saw that the dude, I forgot his name. The man, he passed away the other day, and Trump put that comment out talking about, "I'm glad he's dead." I'm like, wow, really?
Oh,
The
you're
man just
talking.
died.
You're talking about Andrew Mueller. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, really, bro? That the man just died. You gonna put that out there like that?
You know what? I would not
Man.
want to be our president when he gets inside. Well, I was gonna say pearly gates, but really the down escalator. Because I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure they
yeah.
got a special place for him down there.
Wee.
I mean,
Man.
you talk about speaking ill of the dead, disparaging the disabled, including our governor, who is
Yeah.
dyslexic. I mean, it's like he's stomping on his own grave before he even gets in there. I would not want to be him when it gets time to face your maker.
Man, real talk. It's a lot going on.
Sexual
I'ma stop
assault,
yapping to that.
grifting, grabbing women by the private part. He got a special section in hell. And it's every seat says Trump, 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 Trump. And it's probably 10 degrees hotter than the rest of hell.
real talk, Dominique. Man, I can't even speak about it. It's so crazy out here right now. Once again, thank you, Dominique. I appreciate you for taking my call. I always got love for you. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
The Bay gonna always hold you down. Shout out to San Francisco. I'm gonna get back over there one day when I have time to hang out, do something.
Oh,
I'm
I
so
got a
busy
San
now.
Francisco story for y'all when I come forward. And Ron, have a
Okay.
fabulous solar return. Do something fun. Yeah. Be good, but not today. All right, we've got news, traffic, and sports, and perfect time to call me. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Black retired Detroit Police Sergeant Benjamin Wagner is charged with kidnapping and sexually assaulting 5 women and girls between 1999 and 2003. Black Wayne County prosecutor Kim Worthy calls him a suspected serial rapist.
The alleged facts in this case are disturbing, unsettling, and infuriating.
Wagner was arrested at work in North Carolina and waived extradition. Black Republican Senator Tim Scott is reversing his retirement pledge and will run for re-election in 2028. He told the Post and Courier he now sees his role as crucial as Republicans fight to keep the Senate majority. And Black conservative sports writer and TV personality Jason Whitlock is blasting Michael B. Jordan's Best Actor Oscar for Sinners, calling it a DEI award. He says Jordan's performance was mid and the film hot garbage, though fans argue his dual role earned him that win. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Visit Baja Fresh on Thursday, April 2nd for National Burrito Day. Grab a Baja Burrito with chicken for just $5. Fresh ingredients, bold flavor, one amazing deal. Available in-store only on April 2nd, so don't miss it. Eat well, live fresh at Baja Fresh. Valid at participating locations.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The season is over for the UCLA men's basketball team. They lost to UConn Sunday night in the second round of the NCAA tournament. UConn beat the Bruins 73-57. The Bruins finished the season at 24-12. There will be a new national champion in the men's tournament. Florida, the defending national champion, was upset Sunday by Iowa 73-72. Iowa is one of 6 Big Ten teams advancing to the Sweet 16. In the NCAA women's tournament, UCLA and USC have second-round games tonight. USC is at South Carolina, 5 p.m. tip-off on ESPN. UCLA is at home against Oklahoma State, 7 p.m. tip on ESPN. UCLA is going for their 27th straight win. The Lakers and Clippers are on the court tonight. The Lakers are at Detroit. The Lakers are trying to extend their winning streak to 10. The Clippers are at home against Milwaukee. A win puts the Clippers back at 500. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Old-fashioned soul. Where you eating at?
Hi, I'm Greg Doolin, inviting you to a special celebration of Women's History Month. Join KBLA Talk 1580 for its annual symposium, The State of Black Women in LA. Broadcast live from Doolin's Soul Food on Crenshaw, Friday, March 27th, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., moderated by Dominique DiPrima. And yes, breakfast is just $15.80. Come get fed twice. Your stomach and your mind will thank you. We'll see you Friday morning, March 27th, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. at Doolin's Soul Food on Crenshaw for the State of Black Women in LA. Broadcast live only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Come and get some soul food. All I need is one mic.
With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. So, who's really paying the price? Scores of people dead and counting. Over 9,000 homes burned to the ground. Entire neighborhoods in Altadena gone. The Altadena Eaton Canyon fire is one of the deadliest fires in California history. And Edison's own CEO told investors the company has not identified any other possible source of ignition. In other words, they started it. So, what does the man at the top walk away with? Pedro Pizarro took home $16.6 million in cash, stock, and other compensation last year, a 20% raise from the year before. Let that sink in for a moment. A 20% raise, while families in Altadena are still sifting through the ash. Now, Edison will tell you they cut executive bonuses by 40%. Sounds like accountability, right? Wrong. 6 senior executives lost an estimated $2 million in bonuses. On the very same day, the company reported $4.5 billion in profit for 2025. $2 million out of $4.5 billion. That math ain't mathing. That's not a penalty. That's a rounding error. And here's the part that should really make your blood boil. Over $1.6 billion in damages from a previous fire that SCE equipment started is now being covered not by the company, but by SCE customers just like you and me through rate hikes. The victims of utility failures are being asked to pay for the utility's failures. Sickening, shameful, disgraceful, reprehensible. You choose your own word. The people lost everything. The CEO got a raise. The company posted record profits, and your electricity bill is going up. As you well know, KBLA Talk 1580 has been out front and unapologetic about demanding accountability for SoCal Edison. But this is far from accountability. This is the system working exactly as it was designed, just not for you. With the KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. As always, we welcome your feedback.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
I thank you indeed. 800-920-1580. If you want to weigh in, what did I say? I meant Robert Mueller. Okay, I think I got his first name wrong. Hey, I'm running on fumes right now. But yeah, the former FBI director passed away, and the president waited not 1 second to jump on Truth Social and talk smack about him. Well, he already said he doesn't think he's going to heaven. So I guess he's completely unmoored now, right? If you're a lame duck and you know you're not going to heaven, and you say you're only guided by your own morality, which I'm not sure what that is, you're a dangerous man. Miles, what is happening with LaRussell? LaRussell out of the Bay Area, probably one of the most successful longtime independent artists in the country. Recently signed a label deal, right?
Oh, with the Rock Nation.
Right, with Rock Nation. And LaRussell, one of his strategies has been using social media, right? I mean,
in a major way, big major way. He's been changing the game on that front as an independent artist. If you haven't heard of LaRussell, definitely look him up. He, revolutionized kind of the D2C, direct-to-consumer narrative I've been pushing. People like Nipsey Hussle have been pushing for years and years. And he got himself in some hot water because he was referring to, Epstein and Hitler and Trump and all them in the same vein as like a Malcolm and a Martin saying, we're all heaven sent. He makes life rap.
I didn't take it like that. Maybe I'm giving him grace because I like him. But he said they were heaven sent. That means made by God, right?
Okay, all right. And that's the thing. You like him too, and I love him as well. I have no problem with LaRussell. I understand he's an artist. We're all artists, and we have that right to, say what we want to say, truthfully in our art. But it's okay to be wrong too, and say, you know what, I was wrong. I was tripping. Actually, that does sound kind of stupid. I think it sounds kind of stupid.
He's doubling down. I mean, he's actually.
He's standing on his business on what he said.
Yeah, he's standing on what he said, and he's clowning people who are criticizing him. Do you have it? Can we listen to it? Does it have cussing?
Hey, I'm not perfect, and neither is the president. Was guiltier than a nigga hiding evidence. You can't be mad that they heated if you don't let them vent. Even the devil was heaven sent. Even Malcolm was heaven sent. Even Martin was heaven sent. Even Kanye was heaven sent. We all heaven sent. Donald too. We all heaven sent. Epstein too. We all heaven sent. Adolf too. We all heaven sent. Even you. We all heaven sent.
Even you, Dominique.
Especially me.
Look, if Adolf is heaven sent, Dominique, you're heaven sent too. You're right up there in the same vein.
I mean, that's how I interpreted it. We are all created by the Most High. We're all created by God. Is there a special devil demon that creates an Epstein or a Trump? I mean, I feel like we're all created by God, and then what we do with it, that's the part that's on us. If we fall to sin, or if we redeem ourselves, if we become people of greater character, or we become evildoers, that's our decision. We have free will choice on this earth. That's how I interpreted it.
I'm glad you said it like that, because that's a much better way to say it than how LaRussell ended that verse right there, where it seemed like he was kind of freestyling. It seemed like he was kind of reaching for names, and him too. And him, and you should have seen he's doing it in his backyard in the pergola like he's been doing. And And it's my first time actually seeing the full clip.
Yeah, I haven't seen the video. I listened, but I haven't seen a video.
Is watching these little kids in the front row look at each other like, what the hell you say, LaRussell? yeah. Look, I think there's nothing. This isn't a career killer or a growth stunner for LaRussell's career at all. In my opinion, I think it's just a hiccup and a little bump in the road that you get as you get into these bigger spaces and on these platforms, and you have these eyes on you, and you did the Super Bowl and you got the Rock Nation deal.
Well,
now every little thing you do is going to get
he did the pre-show. He wasn't on the Super Bowl halftime show.
Right, he wasn't on the halftime show. No, we know that was Bad Bunny, but
going, I missed it. Yeah, no, but he did. He had a shot at the Super Bowl. He finally decided to sign a deal, right? After going it alone intentionally.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't think it's all par for the course, LaRussell. Now you have to watch what you say a little more if you want to avoid these types of situations. You could be, if you really wanted, in my opinion, I think LaRussell should have just ignored it all and keep going harder on dropping more music, I think. But what he ended up doing was, after this backlash they've been putting on him after that, he deactivated all his social media.
That's what surprised me, because that's been his strategy for selling records. And here's the thing, though, Miles. Of course, because of you, the first thing I thought was, is this a stunt? Is this a Rock Nation, his version of having a baby by Stephon Diggs? Because he said in some post on Instagram that the engineer had told him not to put out that.
Yeah, and I support the engineer for saying that, because because look, as artists, we don't need yes men all the time. Like, if you're gonna stand down and stand 10 toes down on your art, LaRussell, that's your job and something you should do, and that's your duty to do it. So do that. But as your producer and as your engineer, if I got an issue with it, I don't think you should be doing this. I'm riding with you till the wheels fall off for sure. So we're gonna put this song out. We're gonna put the video out. We're gonna record it. We're gonna do the interviews, double down, whatever. But I don't think that was the right. I'd have told LaRussell the same thing. Like, nah, bro, that's not.
Well, here's the thing. You're right. He doesn't need a bunch of yes men and women around him. And
especially not now that you're getting up there with in the higher fields with Jay-Z and them and the industries.
Right. And this is one of the things that, that we love about you, Miles Lowe. You're not a yes person. You're going to speak your actual mind. But I also think that, sometimes especially when you are breaking through to the mainstream, you got to be ready to take that smoke. And I also think, I also think that maybe heaven sent is not the way to put it, because heaven sent is a colloquialism that means something great, that we're thankful for, that came from God. That's the colloquial meaning of it. But if you take it literally, created by God, I mean, the devil is supposed to be a fallen angel, right? So that means created by God, which means potentially we could all end up being demons. We could all be fallen angels, because it's up to us to be persons of good character. That's why we have the choice to be saints or sinners or somewhere in between, which most of us are.
Yep.
So.
Now Ryan Coogler from the Bay, speaking of sinners.
Yeah, of course. Getting back from the Bay, I got my little Bay Area,
Little bounce.
I was kind of mad at the Black Information Network for for reporting on the diss to Michael B. Jordan from a nobody.
Even BIN was heaven sent, though.
It's heaven sent.
Like Information News is heaven sent.
Yeah, but what happens from the time you were sent to the time, you lived your life? That's what I think is important about what LaRussell was saying. If we're all made by God, so what are you going to do with this temple, your body temple, your mind, your life on this earth? Are you going to build, or are you going to destroy, as the Yoruba say?
Well, Prophet LaRussell, in the book of LaRussell, we need that next verse to talk about that. That's what we're going to do is we can't imply what the Prophet LaRussell in the book of Timothy 3:16 was talking about right now. Was
the devil created by God?
See, and that's the next point I was going to get at, is that LaRussell, this isn't even LaRussell's lane, in my opinion. And listening to his music, this isn't the lane
I agree with, because it's just like what we expect from him is joy and engagement and sort of, just raw skill.
And if it's just life rap, like talk about your life rap, but getting into this type of territory, you would bring somebody who's more educated, who's got more depth, who's got more history, more study on this type of thing to answer that.
Or like a Ye, right?
Like a Ye who will crash out or Tupac who will hit their opinions and feelings all the way on Front Street, unapologetically about it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that for this to be the route LaRussell went, like the question you just asked, if the devil was sent by God, that's something you talk to somebody who's a deeper level scholar than me and have a real talk about it. Or somebody, and then put that in your music.
Either a scholar or somebody who chronically challenges us, like a Ye. I mean, whether you think he's crazy or crafty, Ye does have a lane of chronically challenging people about whatever they're thinking. And you're right, that's not really LaRussell's lane. Forensic accountant agrees with you, not his lane at all. But Jerry Anderson is saying all are created by God and all used for God's purpose, even if we don't understand or agree. I don't agree about the all used for God's purpose. I believe there are evildoers in the world, and we have a choice to be a force for God, good in the world, or a choice for evil, to be a force for evil. There are evildoers. That was one of the things, when my sister was murdered, I was mad at God for a while because, And then I remembered there are evildoers. There are demons. There is not everything is part of God's purpose, I don't think. I think there are evildoers. That's why you have good and evil, dark and light, polarities in the world.
And I feel like this is a great point where I think LaRussell should have, to get back to the point of being LaRussell, I think that, what was your point then, LaRussell? I don't think he was clickbaiting. I don't think he was trolling, but was the point to, hey, I have an opinion I want to express, or I got some game I'm trying to kick to y'all, and I got some facts in these raps. You know what I'm saying? So what really were you trying to get off your chest right there, LaRussell? I have no problem with it either which way, but if you need to be checked on, you think you're kicking facts and you're not, you need to be checked on that. If you need to get a little spanking from the culture for your opinion, that's part of the game too, LaRussell.
That is part of the game. But I mean, it's never going to be facts. He's philosophizing, right? I mean, what are you going to do? Go and, may I speak with the Most High, please? I mean, how is he going to verify that? That's his opinion.
I mean, but the people around you can verify before you talk. You can think before you speak. You can have if you want to have some facts in your lyrics, you can go ahead and do the research and do the knowledge and get the facts to form your opinion. Now you're not just fighting back with,
but what I'm saying is he's philosophizing. So I don't know that he can find a study that's going to back up the fact that Epstein was heaven sent. But what I do think, and what I'm getting from what you're saying that I agree with, is that he's got to be clear. He's got to be able to articulate that. I said it as a lyric, this is what I meant. And then stand on that instead of just being like, oh, well, I'm the positivity guy and, y'all can't handle it. And, because what I've heard is not him explaining what he meant. It's him kind of just giving people the middle finger.
Right, exactly, and that's the cop-out reaction, I guess, and that's his right to take that action, and I don't think, like I said, I don't think it's gonna hurt or harm his career in the long run, but this is definitely a teachable lesson for anybody who is aspiring to have a higher level of fame, about the eyes that are on you, and understand that the monitored, what they say, this some game I got. The monitored molecule acts differently than the unmonitored molecule. So once the eyes are on you, automatically start moving a little bit different because you're being observed, not just a law of physics. And I think this is a great representation of somebody who had these eyes on them for the longest in their controlled environment. And the moment you get your lyrics combed through, because he said a lot of crazy stuff throughout his career so far. I'm just saying.
Most artists. I mean, I don't know about you. I haven't heard a lot of crazy. I haven't really.
I mean, maybe not crazy. Like if you consider this crazy, it's not on this level of crazy. But I'm saying is he's a freestyle rapper. You know what I'm saying? Anything can come out of his mouth.
But the thing is, Miles, and I get it because you're an artist. You're a rap artist yourself. Miles Low Music. Go buy the latest drop. Yep. I get that. So you're looking at it very much through an artist's mind. But I'm not just looking at it in terms of his career. I'm like, what's going on with your soul? You know what I mean? Because if he's really low key defending Epstein and Trump, then he might have a more serious problem. But I'm looking at it philosophically. He's saying we're all made by God, kind of like what Jerry says. Okay, Jerry is saying that evil's purpose is to highlight God's glory. Okay, but what I'm saying is we are all made by God, and our job is to live our lives as people, men and women of character, and strive for goodness. But if he's saying, like, give Epstein as much love as you give yourself, then that's problematic from a soul perspective, not just from a career perspective.
That's when Auntie Dominique from the Bay pulls up with the switch and gets to whooping feet. And that's what he needs. That's what he's getting right now. And that's why I'm super surprised by the withdrawal from social media. Like, I understand when Kai Cenat, he had to take a break because he's been streaming so long. I Show Speed, Naomi Osaka's, and Simone Biles. You hear about all this types of stuff that they need to do. So I get that. That's what you had to do to get away from the the limelight to reset or recalibrate. This one feels like you ran from that fade though, LaRussell.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You when I say stuff on this mic that and I've gotten myself in a tangle a time or two,
right?
Quite a few times, but you have to be ready to defend what you said or apologize. You can't. I don't think just the middle finger is good.
Double down and keep rolling, man.
Double down, but then if you double down, you got to be ready to explain and help people understand, not to justify or make an excuse, but this is what I'm saying, not just,
It's 2026. I don't even think you don't even need to explain. At the rate LaRussell's production is, he could blow past this in 2 weeks with just more content and another big win and another big freestyle.
And he probably will, but again, you're focused on career, and I'm like, what's going on with your soul, man?
You even maybe you reforming your soul and your spirit into content. You hit the gym, you hit a couple of bookstores, you sit down with a Dominique DiPrima or a Dr. West or a Tavis or a 19 Keys or somebody. You know what I mean? Whatever you got to do to get yourself in whatever position to.
Your own mama.
Your mama, anybody.
Your own mama.
Oh, mama, bro.
Mermaid Productions said, let's stay in our own lanes before expecting others, especially artists, to do so. Stop limiting others' plans and leave it to God. Yeah, I'm not limiting his plans. I don't think Miles is either. But when you say crazy stuff, we get to talk about it. In fact, he may be hoping we do, for all we know.
Man, we love LaRussell. We supporting him, and we are not saying nothing bad about the man.
Yeah. Yep.
Need some work, though.
Something going on with the Bay right now. 800-920-1580 if you want to weigh in, or you can jump on YouTube at KBLA 1580. We keep it going when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to here with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
They say time flies when you're having fun. The founding members cohort is now officially over. Hard to believe. It's been a joy sharing what I've discovered after nearly 40 years of conversations with presidents, cultural icons, and game changers in every field of human endeavor. If you missed the first cohort, the good news is that we're already planning the next one. Now, the seats will be limited, and those on our waiting list will receive exclusive early access and special discounts not available to the general public. So, if you are ready to transform the way you connect, lead, and build trust, do not hesitate. Go to TavisTalks.com and join the waiting list today. That's TavisTalks.com. The next cohort is coming. Make sure you are in the room. I'm Tavis Smiley, and I hope to see you there.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well-trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement. Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
You are the architect of your own legacy, but you don't have to build it alone. I'm Lisanne Basquiat, a board-certified NLP expert and legacy healing strategist. I've built the Shaping Freedom platform to give you the exact tools you need to evolve. From my signature podcast and Lounging with Lisanne meditations to our intentional candles and journals. Stop living on autopilot. Visit shapingfreedom.com to access the teachings and tools you deserve for you and your family. Your evolution begins at shapingfreedom.com.
Heading out of town this spring? Metro makes getting to LAX easier than ever. Just take the C or K train lines to the new LAX Metro Transit Center. Then catch a free shuttle straight to your terminal. Easy, affordable, stress-free. Travel smart. Go Metro.
We knew you'd stick around. This is LA's home for progressive talk radio. Welcome back to KBLA Talk 1580.
I rep it hard. I'm known worldwide, but I blew up from my backyard. I'm from the Bay. That's Northern Cal. They like my songs, they like my smile, they like my style. Let's go. This ain't nothing you ain't heard before. I put a new twist on the stuff from 06. This ain't nothing you ain't heard before. I got a little story, go something like this. This ain't nothing you ain't heard before. I put a new twist on the stuff from 06. This ain't nothing you ain't heard before. Even if you heard it, you ain't heard it like this. It was 2006, I recall. Fresh white tee and it's Chris, I recall. 40 drop, tell me when to go that winter. It was all on the flow that winter. Then short came through and blow the whistle for the summer. You wasn't outside back then, what a bummer. Nokia phones and H2 Hummers. Hey, little mama, can I get your number?
KBLA, I rep it hard. Well, so real quick, because we're almost at the top of the hour here, Miles, but you think he should apologize? That's LaRussell, in case you were not knowing. You think he should apologize?
Well, of course. Why be the bigger man and be like, you know what? I was tripping. That was a little stupid take. Let me recant. Let me restate my opinion. Let me, you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. It wasn't against anybody. You didn't hurt anybody's actual, nobody's a victim here.
I don't agree. I think unless he didn't,
you mean it?
Unless he didn't really think it through and he was just trying to beat shock value, then yes, he should apologize. But I feel like he was trying to say a thing, and maybe people are misunderstanding him. If that's the case, he shouldn't apologize. He should clarify.
Okay, how about this?
Or like you said, drop another verse, drop a next chapter.
Yeah, and maybe that's me projecting. Maybe I'm hoping that he didn't mean what he said, but either way, yeah, I think you owe some sort of a.
Well, what is it that you hope he didn't mean?
I'm hoping he had a great idea and point, and he just fumbled the delivery. That's what I'm hoping for, and I'm hoping that you just clarify that and you specify that and you give us what you really meant and what you really should have said in the correct way. But if that's how you feel, then stand on it. I'm good either way.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, well, I'll have to tell you my San Francisco story another day, because maybe tomorrow. But one thing I will say, I was back in the Bay with family. We were driving around, and there's a place called Hyphy Burger in Oakland, right after the music genre, Hyphy. And they were having a whole party at the Hyphy Burger yesterday. They had a school bus pulled up there. They had people dancing on the roof. There were lowriders jumping. And it's like a little burger shack drive-through kind of joint. It was giving Bay Area throwback vibes at the Hyphy Burger. That was wild. I went for family, but ended up in quite a few adventures. But more on that later. It's time for Mindful Monday with Sahara Ali after news, traffic, and sports, only on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Black retired Detroit Police Sergeant Benjamin Wagner is charged with kidnapping and sexually assaulting 5 women and girls between 1999 and 2003. Black Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy calls him a suspected serial rapist.
The alleged facts in this case are disturbing, unsettling, and infuriating.
Wagner was arrested at work in North Carolina